Morning, Team Impact. Getting set up here for our next unit, equations and inequalities. Um, Not sure if we'll get to this Monday or Tuesday, but anyway, regardless, another good unit, and it ends up being a pretty tough test at the end. So please make sure that you're staying with me and doing your work. We're right in the middle of this third 9 weeks, so let's get after this thing today. Let's see what we have. All right, let's flip it over. We're going to start with one step addition and subtraction equations. And really, this lesson and the next lesson is kind of the same. It's just different operations, but we're going to take it a day at a time because I want to make sure, all right, I'm doing a good job with this. All right. Okay. Anyway, an equation, it says find the missing number, and really an equation is just something that's balanced. If you think of this as being equal here, we have two equal sides. So 11 minus 5 is 6. 4 plus 6 is 10. What? 3 plus what? 12 is 15. So this side is balanced to this side. And that's what we're trying to do in an equation. Now, okay, it's going to be vital that you show some work on this, okay? Just like the order of operations. All right. The variable, all right, must be alone or isolated. Isolated, all right. And to be isolated is to be by yourself. You're all right now. I'm isolated in my room, right? All right. I'm the variable. I am alone. Isolate the variable by using inverse operations and keep your equations balanced. And then you're going to check your solution. All right, by plugging it in on the end. Now, I'm not real high on these things here. All right, but we'll write them down. I think they're more confusing than anything, these tiles. But anyway, for our equation, I have x, and then I have plus 4, and then the solution is going to be, or excuse me, equals 10. Solution is 6, right? We don't need to show any work for that. Down here on number 2, when we look at it, we have x plus 2 equals 6. And our solution, of course, would be 4, right? Number 3, right? A little bit different here, all right? So on number 3, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 equals 1 plus x. So they just wrote it backwards, and our solution here would be x would be equal to what? 3. Okay, so I know these are confusing, but I guess they're good in a sense of just trying to give you the abstract concept of it. Go ahead and flip it over and do the next 2, 4, and 5 on your own. Pause the video. I'm going to continue to grind it out here, okay? And trying to fix my packet here. Okay, so next up here, if you're just plugging back in, I have x minus 2 equals 4, right? So my solution is x equals 6. And then I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. 9 equals x minus 1. And my solution is x is 10, right? Okay, well, good stuff. All right, so down here, what I'm going to teach you is to keep it balanced, okay? So we're going to be doing some balance beams, and we're going to keep the equation balanced. All of these you're probably going to be able to look at and solve mentally. The problem is when we get into fractions, into decimals, with our equations, you're not going to be able to do that mentally, and you're going to be confused. And you're really going to be confused if you don't have a good foundation. So what I'm asking you to do is just draw a line, right? So, all right. So draw a line and add 6 to both sides. Now, negative 6 plus 6 is 0. What's left over here is x. 12 plus 6 is 18. And I guess they want us to do this, right? 18. That's a balanced beam and a balanced equation. This side equals this side. Let's come down here. Balanced beam. The inverse of subtraction is addition. So I'm going to add 2 to both sides. What I've done is isolated my variable. It's by itself. Okay? So if we graph that, we put a 17. Let's do one more together. Then pause the video and check it on your own, please. Balance beam. The opposite of addition is subtraction. And when I subtract there, I have x on that side. Okay? And 19, well, let's borrow it down, right? 6, and I guess that's 16, right? And there's my answer. And if we graph it, we'll just put a 16 there. Okay? So keep it balanced, all right? And go from there, please. Please pause and do the rest of on the page. 27. This side is 0. X comes down. Adding is 8. 58. Circle it. Plot it. You're getting the idea. Equations. I love them. And this is just a simple one-step. You get into multi-step equations, man. You crank it out. Balance beam. Subtract 33. Subtract 33. X comes down. I end up with 21. Graph that. Balance beam, add 22, add 22, and I end up with 68 equal x. Circle it, plot it, bang. Now it says check and graph. Generally, when we check, I just do a mental check. Hey, does that make sense, right? On these easy equations, right? So let's subtract 4, x comes down, and we end up with 13. Graph the 13. And then finally, balance beam, -5, x comes down, and we end up with 6, and I graph the 6. So as long as your math is okay, you're doing okay, right? As long as we can add and subtract. So easy start to the unit as usual. Again, show your balance beams. All right, and why didn't Bob drink a glass of water with 8 pieces of ice? You're going to find out why. Enjoy the day, guys. I'll see you.